Hilltop Farm. Well, today we've got a holly jolly Christmas tag for you to do. I've been tagged, so yeah, let's get on with it. We've got a load of questions here about Christmas. So, what do we start with? Use one noise to describe how excited you are for Christmas. One noise. I'm not sure I'm that excited that I require a noise. Yippee, yeehaw, I don't know. Take your pick. Okay, number 2. Do you open any presents at Christmas Eve? The simple answer to that is no, we don't. 3. What holiday traditions are you looking forward to the most? Holiday traditions. Well, all of it really. Absolutely love Christmas, always have. Like all families, we've had our share of bad and sad Christmases, but not many of them, fortunately. But on the whole, Christmas to us is all about getting together and being together and feasting and playing games and having a good time. And that's our family tradition, like most other families, I think. And that's what we like doing. And yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. Now, is our Christmas tree real or fake? Well, this is it behind me here. As you can see, we have what is, you can only sort of see the bottom bit of it. We have what's considered to be an overstuffed Christmas tree, I think is the word. It's full of ornaments and things the kids made when they were little. But in this country, the real ones generally aren't very good, and with the heat they generally die very quickly. So I'm going to say no, we don't have real. We have a fake tree. What's your favourite Christmas film is the next one. I'm not really sure actually. There are lots of good films. I think I prefer the funny ones. If I'm truly honest, I remember seeing one, a bit obscure, I think, and I think it was called The Family Stone. It had Sarah Jessica Parker in it, who I'm not a fan of particularly, but it was quite funny as I recall. So something like that. Where do we usually spend Christmas? Christmas is always spent here. And has been, used to be over at Mum's place. Once Mum was on her own, what we did was, because Christmas was probably a bit much for her, we used to have Christmas here and Boxing Day at Mum's place. We did that for a few years. And then when she moved out of her house, it got too big for her and she went into retirement home. She's got a unit there that's, she's got her own place, but it's small. She can't really host anything like that. So now we have Christmas Eve. Everyone comes here an evening, and we have cold meats and salads, that kind of thing. Christmas Day, everyone's here again, and it's the full turkey and the whole thing. And then on Boxing Day, again everyone's here, and again it's cold stuff with salads and everything. So Christmas for us is a 3-day event. So yes, you've got to brace yourself. Okay. My favourite Christmas song. I saw 3 ships come sailing in, I think. Old-time holiday food or sweet treat. I'm not really a sweet treat sort of person, which you probably know if you watch my cooking videos. Not a big sweets person, but Christmas time I do like my fruit mince pies very much. Do I like giving or receiving gifts? Now with this one we're told to be honest. So I'm going to be honest. I usually like giving gifts. If it's to someone who I think appreciates the gift and the effort and the thought, then I love giving gifts. But I'm going to be honest, I love receiving gifts too, but only if it's something that I want. There has been many times in the past where I've unwrapped a gift and looked at it and thought, have you met me? Do you actually know me? And it's those gifts I have to really concentrate on being gracious to receive. So I can't say that I always like receiving gifts, because sometimes it's a bit awkward. What else? What is my favourite thing about Christmas? I don't think I have an individual thing. It's the whole just being with the family. Actually, I do know what I like best. Is the fact that on Christmas Eve I close the farm gates, and that's it for 3 days. Okay? No, we don't answer the farm phones. We don't have puppy inquiries. Well, we ignore them though. We don't look at puppy inquiries. We don't look at rabbit inquiries or anyone looking for fertile duck eggs or anything. We don't look at any of that. We are closed. And I don't check any of the email addresses, or don't check anything. So that I love. I feel like I've detached myself from the world, so that's great. When do I start getting excited before Christmas? Well, I'll be honest with you, I don't get excited about Christmas anywhere near as early as the rest of the world seems to. I love it, and there'd be few people around, I think, that enjoyed it as much as I do. But I do not see the point in hyping yourself up for an event that is over such a short period of time. We only put this tree up last weekend, and for me that was a week early because my daughter wanted it done. Normally it would be this coming weekend. So I ignore anything in the shops to do with Christmas. I used to be manager of head office of a chain of retail outlets, and Christmas used to start, technically for us it would start in March, because that's when our buyers would start. You know, you go into the boardroom and all the samples would be on the table and you think, you've got to be kidding me. But that was only for a few weeks, then it would all get put away. But come August, end of August, it started rolling into our warehouse. So I got so sick of Christmas lasting so long that I block it out. When I go to shops now, I don't even look at it, I totally ignore it, straight past. To me, Christmas starts, and it has this week, because when I start doing the last week's shopping, I'm aware of Christmas, yes, and in the weeks leading up to it, I'll get the odd thing that I know we're going to need so that there's not such a massive food bill for that Christmas. But when I get to it that time and I know, okay, this is the last time I'm going to shop before Christmas, so I'm going to need to buy, you know, creams and custards and anything, you know, all the Christmas stuff, when I know I'm shopping for that, and I've got to shop for soft drinks or as you say in America, soda. And there's a there's a basically a shopping list of alcohol that has to be filled and all that. And then we've got spare fridges that we only use at Christmas. They get turned on. The Christmas tree goes up, and generally the place goes into chaos because you can't have everything where you want it, because we have to move a piece of furniture to fit this tree in. And it's when all that happens that I start feeling festive, and that is 1 to 2 weeks before Christmas. And I'll be honest with you, between the 28th and the 31st, our Christmas tree comes down and our house goes back to normal, because we've done Christmas, we loved it, but it's over, and I want to get the farm back, and the house and everything back into a normal running order. So that's what I do. And because you've got to remember, here in Australia, we're just at the beginning of our summer here, and our summers here are hot. I mean, tomorrow is going to be, I think, about 38 degrees or something like that, which is over the 100 in Fahrenheit. Monday's going to be even hotter. We had a day last week that was or 2 days in fact that were over 100 as well. So it's hot, and although we don't have the problems a lot of you homesteaders in America have in winter, we have a similar problem in the summer, in that we have to be out and making sure that everyone's got water and shade and is coping with the weather, just like you guys do, having to make sure that their water isn't iced over. We've got to go out every few hours to make sure they've got water. So there's a lot to do here in the summer with that kind of thing, and we just want the place to go back to normal. What is the best Christmas gift I've ever received? I actually, to be honest with you, don't remember. I've received lots of great Christmas gifts, but although I don't remember a specific one, I dare say the ones my children gave me when they were little probably meant a lot. We used to give our girls a certain amount of spending money at Christmas. They'd go out and buy their own Christmas presents, and they'd pick them. And my wife used to take them shopping for a present for me, and I used to take them for a present for her. So it was always a surprise, and even if it was something that was totally useless, totally ugly, whatever, the fact that they had, made the effort, and to see the excitement in their faces as you unwrapped it, that always meant a lot to me. So those gifts I always loved. As a child, did a sibling ever receive a gift that you wished you had gotten? No, I don't remember that ever happening. We either got things that were the same, that just different colours, or things that were totally opposite. And yeah, I always got what I wanted, so I was lucky, I guess. What would be your dream place to visit for the holiday season? Oh, well, that's easy. That's easy. I would love to, not possible, but I'd love to pick up our home and our family and plonk it somewhere in a cold environment just for 1 year, so that we had snow, open fire, and we could experience a Christmas with that ambience adding to it. Although I come from England, I was too young when we moved here to remember. It's not true, I do remember the snow. I have one specific memory as a child, but I was 3.5 when we moved here, so that's only one fleeting memory, and it was nothing to do with Christmas anyway. So I would love to experience that. Having said that, I have experienced snow as an adult, and I've experienced it enough to know I wouldn't want to live in it permanently. What is the worst present you've ever received? I don't remember. I did say earlier one of the things I hated about receiving presents was the fact that, you know, you periodically got a gift that wasn't suited to you. But the only thing that stands out, and I'm not saying this is the worst gift I ever received, it's just an example of that just happens to be one I can remember, is I have, Helen and I, we have very specific tastes. Our house is, it's like a cottage, it's done out with antiques. We're very old-fashioned in our taste in the way the house is decorated. My older sister is likes, you know, large, open plan, big windows, views of the sea. Total opposite, absolutely total opposite, all modern, what have you. And a few years back, it was very in vogue here to have white, vivid blue and yellow as like a colour combination. And a lot of houses, a lot of people decorated their houses, you know, yellow walls and white tiles and blue accents and all this sort of thing. And her house was decorated much like this. And she got me a bowl that was, I think from memory, white with yellow and blue on it, and it had like a beach, it was like a fruit bowl, you know, and had a beach scene with a boat on it that was, looked like it'd be perfect for her house, quite frankly. And she'd obviously seen it and thought, wow, I love that, because it was totally her, and bought it. But she didn't stop to think for a second, would he like it? And if she did think that, then she doesn't know me. Most memorable holiday moment. Not sure I have a most memorable holiday moment. I guess my most memorable holiday moment isn't a pleasant one. Yes, and it involved my grandfather getting terribly, he was terminally ill with cancer, and Christmas morning he was had a funny turn and was terribly ill and rushed to hospital. So and our children were just starting school age, I guess, so we had to sort of take it in turns between toing and froing from the hospital and seeing what was going on and being with him and doing the right thing there, and trying to keep the Christmas as normal as possible for the children, and play it all down. And yeah, so that actually isn't a pleasant memory, is it? But it's the most memorable thing I can remember happening at Christmas. And I'm sure that's not what they mean by the question, but anyway. Do you make New Year's resolutions and do you stick to them? No, I don't. I used to. But I'm one of these twisted individuals that as soon as someone tells me to do something, I want to do the total opposite. So if I tell myself that come 1st of January I'm not smoking, at 2 minutes past 12 midnight, the first thing I want to do is light up a cigarette, just on principle. And by 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm ready to gouge someone's eyes out. And it's a case of I'll give up smoking when I'm good and ready. And I did, but it wasn't the 1st of January. And the same applies to anything. It doesn't matter what it is. You know, you could say, okay, you're never going to have McDonald's again. And it might be something that I do once a year, but I guarantee you, if I made that resolution by lunchtime on the 1st of January, I'd be hanging out for a Big Mac. So I just don't do it. What makes Christmas special for you? Well, I think that's sort of the same as the one before. Getting together with family and feasting and playing games and having a good time. What's the best part of Christmas for you? Well, it comes as no shock to you, the best part of Christmas for me is food. We got into a tradition some time ago of having a Christmas Eve dinner here. And one of those things entails me cooking one of our turkeys first thing in the morning on Christmas Eve so that it's cold, because we have cold meats and salads. So when I wake up on Christmas morning, there's already cold turkey in the fridge. And Helen, my wife, invented this right at the beginning of our marriage. I can't remember exactly when. But for breakfast this particular morning, because we had the turkey sitting there, and we had English muffins, not the sweet muffins they have in the US. I don't even know why they call them muffins, they're cakes. But proper English muffins. Toasted, bit of butter, slices of turkey breast on them, cranberry sauce. The ultimate breakfast, in my opinion. And that screams Christmas to me, and I love it. And I so look forward to it. I'm drooling now just thinking about it. So, yes, I'd have to say that's the best part of Christmas for me, is my turkey and cranberry muffins for breakfast. And because we have 2 turkeys, because we have the hot one Christmas Day, I have that breakfast for about a week until the turkey runs out. I'm in heaven. Seriously, I'm in heaven. And the last one. If you've been granted one Christmas wish, what would it be? Well, it's hard to say really, isn't it? I'd like to say world peace. But while we have old Trumpy at the helm of the USS America over there, and we have that absolute lunatic in charge of North Korea, I think any chance of world peace is quite some time away, don't you? But politics aside, I think most of us would agree that we're pretty lucky to get together with our families at Christmas and spend time with loved ones, and to have a feast, a meal, and open presents. And I think of all the people that can't be with the people they love at Christmas. I think of the children that aren't so fortunate as to get anything for Christmas and don't even get a proper meal, let alone a feast of a meal. And my wish is that this Christmas is the last Christmas that those people will have to spend like that. That next Christmas they will get what their heart desires. That would be my wish. That is the last question. I know I've already bored you for hours. Thank you for joining me over the last year. As I said in my previous video, next year is going to be bigger and better. I wish you and your families a very happy holiday season, whether you celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Ramadan, whatever it is you celebrate. I wish you all the happiness in the world. Okay, stay safe, don't drink too much, don't eat too much, and I hope you get what you asked for from Father Christmas. Until next time, it's goodbye from Hilltop Farm. See ya!